Hello, everyone. Happy Earth Day. What a beautiful day here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm so excited that we have a gorgeous day on Earth Day. And I don't know about you, but I was in my backyard this morning having some coffee and enjoying the beautiful day and just really grateful that this is a very special Earth Day because I truly feel like we've never been in the place where the ocean, the water in Venice and the pollution, we've seen all the pictures that the world has cleaned up in this last few weeks. So I am sure Mother Nature is thanking us for this cleanup. So two things that happened in the last few days is these two things. So I am not the best cook in the world and kitchen in general, but my realtor actually sent over a big box of fresh tomatoes. And one of my favorite things in the world to make is, to eat, is tomato soup. So I'm gonna make a tomato soup out of that. And then my neighbor sent me a whole bunch of lemons. So we are making lemonade out of those. So that, I thought it was a perfect thing to, again, stay in action. I cannot talk enough. This whole series, The Greatness Game, is all about staying in action, moving forward. And I am not an advocate of like, learn a new language or all of that. You know, there is enough in my life and my home that I can be doing that empowers me and keeps me moving without learning a new language. So one of the pieces that I'm doing to keep moving forward in a positive way is spending a lot more time with my family. So we're going to be making tomato soup and lemonades out of, you get lemons. We are going to actually make lemonade. So I love that. And then today I have a special guest. Amy is with us today. She snuck into the office. So she is with me to talk about how to smack fear in the face and keep going. Welcome in. Come on in. This is the Greatness Game. Hopefully it's a little bit of a break in your afternoon. Maybe it's a lunch break, but it's a place where you can get some inspiration and some action around your life, your business, your greatness games. So I do this to help people with their mental toughness, their leadership, and their greatness games, because there's a huge difference between smallness games and greatness games. So I'm the author of The Greatness Game, and my coaching practice is called Greatness Training. And I want to talk today about fear, whether that's fear in your life or in your business. And it's, different shades, 50 shades of gray, 50 shades of fear. Like there's different fear. Like you didn't have fear 3 weeks ago, but now you do, right? Or something new came up, or you didn't get the money you expected. So there's new fear. Like it's an onion and it keeps on, peeling. So, and at different stages of our businesses and leadership and growth, some of my biggest clients who are growing right now have a lot of fear because it's, abundance and growing brings its own level of fear and uncertainty. So whether you are in a place where you feel less than, or you feel big and scaling, fear is one of those things that we will all be with. However, it's how you respond. It's how we respond to fear. So if you've listened to this series, this is episode 24. I use the analogy of a train, that you are your train. Your business, if you have a business or a career, is the train, and you are going towards your big vision. Your big goals are out there, right? 6 months, 1 year, 3-year vision. And that vision helps you stay on track because, it's just like sports. My daughter plays volleyball. And, when your eye is not on the ball, your body follows your eyes. And so when your eyes are not on your goals and your vision, and that goal and that vision isn't clear, your train doesn't really know where to go. So you're trying to, it doesn't matter if you're trying to move, if your body doesn't know where it's going, it'll resist. right? And what persists, resists. What resists, persists. So this is what we want. We want a clear goal and dream out there. And, goals and dreams are all about you. It is about you, your heart, your vision, your goals. And when those dreams, those goals are not authentic, that are not really, really what you want, we tend not to make them happen. So that's first and foremost. Make sure those goals and those visions are super like you want it. So, so important. So vision out there, train going towards, and this is what happens. You're going along and fear comes along and it derails your train. And then you're over here completely derailed. And now you have to get back on track. Now, some people get back on track almost on a daily basis. And this is what I would say to that is if you are constantly trying to get back on track, what's happening is you're leading from smallness. You're leading from scarcity. You're leading from fear, and all your decisions and choices are coming from that place. They're not good decisions. They're not healthy decisions. I was talking to someone this morning about a very big lesson that I had to learn. When I was 27, I had my own PR and marketing company in New York City. And I said yes to everybody who hired me. And it was one of the worst decisions I ever made. And I had a stroke at 27. And I truly believe I literally was at the end of myself. I couldn't keep going. I said yes to everybody in my business, and I was working 12 to 16 hours a day, was not taking care of myself, my self-care, had no system structures. It was a mess. So one of the biggest things, and it came from, where it came from was a choice of that place of like, I have to say yes to every piece of dollar that comes in. And it's such an entrepreneur myth that will derail your train. I promise you. Even in scary times, I will tell you, I learned that lesson. And there are times I wanted to take a client, right, that I needed that client. And I said no, because I trusted myself. It wasn't a good fit for either me or them. And that no, when you say no to a client or to money that isn't a fit, it's going to derail your train, but we do it anyway. It actually derails it more. So, having a vetting system, knowing, like for me, in a service industry, if you're in a service industry, it's so important to vet your clients and who you're a fit for and who you're not. And having the courage, oh my gosh, the courage to say, I'm sorry that, we're not a fit, or I don't think I'm the right coach for you. I'm not the right, whatever, personal trainer for you. Let me refer you. It takes so much courage, but that's a greatness game. And I'm telling you, it has saved my life and my sanity and my health because I only work with clients that I want to. But how you apply that is you're moving your train towards your goals and dreams. Every single decision in your business or in your life, you can apply this to your life, is either from smallness or greatness. Smallness is coming from that desperate place, fear place, smallness place, negative place, desperate place, often. And greatness is all about, I'm going to get that vision and that goal. So welcome in. I haven't said welcome to people yet. Hello, Sheila, Robin. Hi, Dave. Welcome in. Welcome to the Greatness Game. We are talking about fear and how to overcome it and move your train and keep going. So Kelly, hi, Kelly. So good to see you. I'm really bad about that. Such a loving heart. I know. Girl, let me tell you, it's one of the biggest things I have been a business coach for 20 years. If I had $1 for every time someone said, I knew I should have said no, or I knew I should have referred that person out, and I didn't honor that intuition, that red flag that I was getting, or I didn't even trust my own vetting system. I have a vetting system for everything. And when I don't uphold that, oh my gosh, I can tell you so many stories, but you have your own stories. You have your stories of smallness where you came from a desperate place or even a loving place. Like, I want to help everyone. I don't have the capacity for me to stay in a healthy place and to work, I don't want to work more than 40 hours a week. I want to look back on this time where I'm raising my daughter, I'm having, fun, hobbies and travel. I don't want to look back and say I worked myself to death. There's such a big difference between working late and working yourself to death. But sometimes those two things collapse and we think we're telling ourselves, oh, I'm just working late. But really you're working yourself to death. And what happens is the 3 Ds: divorce, disease, death. And I've seen it so much, especially in the entrepreneur or leadership space, where you have a lot of pressure to create results or keep a company moving. And it takes courage. It takes a lot of courage to straight a train after you're derailed. And so that, fear will always derail you. And although it sounds like a good choice, if you're coming from that smallness place, that fear-based place, that desperate place, that choice is probably going to derail you somewhere. So what we do is we put on our courage coat, we put on our greatness mindset, and we try to make choices from that place, even when we're in a place maybe, that's uncomfortable. So if you have been there, I know you've been there. Everybody has made smallness choices because we make them too quick, right? Or we don't have a vetting system in place. If you have a business, there should be some kind of vetting process. Now, if you're selling products and you're just, getting them out the door, that's one thing. But if you have a service-based business, I highly recommend that you have a vetting process, some kind of consultation, some kind of conversation where you can come from your greatness. You can ask powerful, strategic questions to truly see if you are a fit. And if not, I'm telling you, your mental state, emotional state, spiritual state, down the tubes. Every time you take on a client that's not a fit, it takes almost like a piece of your soul. Because what you're doing is actually compromising yourself and your values. So that is one, is to know your train, you are so powerful and your train is powerful and you're going towards your vision and your goals, right? But to get your train to your vision and goals, it takes intention. It takes focus. It takes greatness mindset to keep on track, leading from your values. Oh, Amy woke up. Come here. Hi, come on up. Say hi to everybody. She's so cute. She puts her paw up and she just taps me like, hello, remember me? She was napping behind me, but she decided she wanted to be in today's episode. So that fear is just derailing, and it takes that greatness mindset every single day for you to ground yourself in your greatness mindset, your values, your goals. Oh, there she is. So it takes intention, it takes focus, and it also takes you knowing what you want. If you don't know what you want in your life, in your health, in your spirituality, in your revenue, in your business, in your personal life, in your personal time, then your train's going to be all over the place. Your choices are going to be all over the place, which only spurs more smallness, right? Because it's not coming from a place of clarity. And if you're a client of mine, which some of you are, you always know clarity moves the train. I should probably trademark that. Clarity moves the train. Confusion derails the train. When you're confused, the train is derailed. So that's first and foremost. Know that if your train's derailed, there is either confusion going on or fear going on. So when you look at it, you can kind of back yourself out. It's like, what am I scared of? Or where did I compromise on myself because I was scared, right? Or I was coming from a place of, now I want to address something that you said, Kelly, is, I got caught up in this in coaching too, because I want to serve everybody. Oh my gosh. I mean, I would have 100 clients, right? But we've already learned that lesson. It caused me a stroke. So what I'm going to say is this. When you want to serve everybody and love everybody, sometimes that can actually be coming from an ego place. Ego is not just I'm better than everybody and showing up in that way of like, super narcissist, super ego. But ego can also be like, I want to fix everybody, or I want to love everybody so I can feel better, right? So sometimes our ego is a tricky thing because it always wants to be satisfied. And so when we can lead without ego and come from a place of heart and intention and values and greatness, we make different decisions. And when we make different decisions, our train starts moving. And then it moves with velocity. So when you can double and triple your business, sometimes that has nothing to do with like more marketing, more sales. It's just more clarity from the leader. Because you got clear in the game you're playing, which is my point number 2, is that back to clarity. Clarity in the game that you're playing. So if I asked you right now, what is the game that you're playing right now in debt, right? Or what's your game that you're playing in your marriage? What is the game that you're playing in your business right now? If you said, I don't know, what I would say to you is this. You are winning the I don't know game, which is a confusion game. See, you're always winning the game that you're playing. You're always winning the game that you're playing. So if you're playing the I don't know game, you're winning the I don't know game. So let's change the game to a greatness game. Like, I want the marriage called Happiest Family I Know. I want the marriage called Completely Juicy and Fabulous and Intimate. I want the marriage game called Adventurous and Fabulous, right? Like, play that game. What does that game look like, right? And then once you start, getting the idea of what the game is, then you can start creating the actions that are going to move the train. So does that make sense? Can you say yes if you're listening? Can you put yes in the clarity moves the train, and you're always winning the game that you're playing. So, what your business game is right now. It might be, you might still have a big, big, big vision. Of course we do. That's why we're in business, right? But maybe that's changed a little bit right now in these times. Now, you can keep that big vision. I want you to keep that big greatness vision. Now, it's changed a little bit, right? Right now, because we're adjusting. We want to adjust. So you're always winning the game you're playing. So I want to play the game. So one of my games, to give you an example, is 10,000 people trained in my greatness training every year, right? That's how I want to be a ripple in the ripple effect of people getting more power, being more empowered, and leading from a place of greatness. So that's what I want people to be, leading from greatness and in their purpose and being great leaders. So my goal is to train 10,000 people per year. So that's my greatness game that I hold myself to every year. Okay. So that it looks different, how I execute on that. So what's your game that you're playing right now in your marriage, right now in your health? And that's mental health, emotional health, spiritual health. What are you playing right now? That clarity is going to serve you because it's going to cause new actions when you get clear on that. All right. And this is what a tip that I want you to know. The difference between shameful versus grateful. See, behavior never changes because we shame ourselves or we shame our children or our husband, right? Shame doesn't change behavior. So right now, I want to challenge you to be grateful. So here's a couple from my my gratitude journal this morning. I said, I'm grateful for this Earth Day that it is clear and beautiful. I'm grateful that this time has shown me any gaps or weaknesses in my business that I can change or fix. I'm grateful that I have a new perspective on technology, because this is I've learned a lot in the last I'm already heavy into technology in my business, but I went to the next level, into a level that I didn't know, that I was fearful of, right? And I dove in. I was like, I'm going to take my fear. It's something that I talked about on a previous episode. And I'm going to take my fear with me, and I'm not going to become it. I'm going to have it. So have your feelings, don't become your feelings. I want to say that again. Have your feelings, don't become your feelings. So what that looks like is like I pack my fear in my purse and I go do a speech, or I pitch I just pitched a big corporation on team training, like 300 employees. That's a big client for me, right? So I packed my fear and I went and I killed it. And I smacked that fear right in the face, because I owned my values. I owned the methodology that I have been teaching for 20 years. And I clicked into my greatness mindset and I went and pitched it. And I didn't live in the fear and I didn't become the fear. I packed the fear, right? Because I think it's healthy to honor those feelings. We're a human being. So it's important that we have our feelings, but we have the discipline not to become our feelings. Okay? Whoop, whoop for feelings, but feelings can derail us. Feelings can derail us. So that's such a big part of moving your train with power and intention and greatness. Especially, I started talking about recovery plan, right? As we recover out of this, you're going to have to pull up your greatness, right? Whether you like it or not, and get back. And that's going to be to me, I just love that conversation, because I think it's really powerful after being in this time. So have the discipline not to become your feelings. Have them, pack them, bring them. Something I've talked about before is I don't love working out, but I am committed to when I turn 50, 2 more birthdays and I'm turning 50, I want to have the best body I've ever had in my life. That's my commitment. That's my goal. If my feelings had anything to do with it, if my feelings were running the show, I would never get there, because you know what my feelings are about working out? I hate it. I don't want to go. Waste of time. I don't want to get up early. It's annoying. Like, those are my real feelings, you guys, right? But that's not what I'm listening to. I'm looking, because my eyes are on the goal, the next 2 years, building the best body I can build. That's what's driving my behavior. That's what's driving my actions. That's how you build a multi-million-dollar company, or travel, or get out of debt, or lose the weight. It's because your eyes were on a goal and you didn't let those feelings and those opinions and those smallness statements derail you. Yes? Yes, yes, for goals and dreams. That's where I want you guys. And don't shame your way into it. Be grateful. I am grateful that I have a gym. I am grateful I have a personal trainer hold me accountable. I am grateful that I have a willing body that I'm going to get up and go. I am grateful for this big goal that I'm going to achieve, right? The gratefulness gets me in action. The shame never gets me in action, ever. So if you don't know, after I do these episodes, I put my link to my free downloads. One of the biggest downloads that, I think it's been downloaded 100,000 times, is my 30-day gratitude journal. It's a free 30-day gratitude journal, amazinggreatness.com. So print one out for everybody in your family and make it a new habit. It's 5 minutes every night. You fill out your gratitude journal. This is why gratitude changes behavior. Gratitude turns all your nasty opinions into enough. It shifts that scarcity mindset into enough, into power. That's where you want to be, is in your power. That's what empowered means, right? All right, you guys, I talked about shameful versus grateful. I talked about keeping your eyes on your vision and goals. I talked about having clarity around your vision and goals. Number 1, can we get some hearts for some vision and goals? Because I know you guys have vision and goals. And you know what? Personally, I would love to hear your vision and goals. It's like 60-day, 90-day vision and goals. Please put some comments down there. I love hearing people's dreams and goals. It inspires me, keeps me inspired, but also it really just gives me some things to talk about in these episodes too. So many, I've learned so many people's dreams about this. So we talked about moving your train. Clarity moves the train, and fear derails it. I also talked about my lemons and my tomatoes. I'm so excited. We'll see if they turn out. I actually have never made homemade lemonade with lemons, and I certainly have never made tomato soup. So those are the two things I'm doing on this Earth Day. I'm so grateful. I'm just so grateful that our realtor, who lives actually nearby, dropped these tomatoes off from his garden and the lemons from my neighbors. So just those sweet moments that you just need to take in and appreciate that are happening all around us. The beauty is happening all around us. Blessings are happening all around us. We have to be willing to see them and appreciate them and be grateful for them. That's the power of a gratitude journal. It pulls your eyes on the amazing blessings, the amazing, powerful blessings that are all around us. And that is what keeps us in a positive place. And that's what helps move our train. All right, so hopefully this episode helped you smack your fear in the face, get clear in those dreams, keep yourself accountable for the choices, all the choices that you have to make, especially if you're a business owner. You have a lot of choices to make around marketing, sales, teams, systems, how you're operating your business. And those choices have to come from a place of greatness, not from smallness. So making sure those choices come from greatness, from your power, from your vision. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure that I didn't miss anything. Also, this is a really powerful day and week to really start. I talked about it yesterday. To start to create your recovery plan. 60-day, or I would say 2-month to 4-month recovery plan, both for your family and for your business. And what that looks like. What are the questions you need to ask for yourself regarding, again, financial, operations, marketing, sales? How are you going to come out of this powerfully from your greatness? And what decisions do you have to make now for that? So I do these because your future needs you. Your past doesn't. So keep in action, keep thinking and dreaming and acting from your greatness. Please note any questions that you guys have regarding fear or getting derailed. If you feel derailed, if you feel like you can't get out of a place of fear, please let me know in the comments. Would love to give you some love. So thank you for being here. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about sabotage. How does sabotage actually, sometimes we know how sabotage shows up, but sometimes we don't. So I'm going to talk about the sneakiness of how we sabotage our own, life, our own income, our own goals. You have that goal, right? And then boom, you sabotage it. What's up with that? So that's what we're going to be talking about. I'm so glad. Hi, Shar. Shar just came in. Darn. No problem. You can replay, right? You can replay this. Go back and watch it. And I miss you guys. Mwah. Hello, Missy. Hello, Sandra. Welcome, you guys. And please comment or post any questions regarding greatness mindset, mastering your greatness mindset. It does take intention and it takes practice. So give yourself some grace. It's not like overnight, now I only think from greatness. You have to constantly be intentional about listening to your greatness and turning down that smallness. Remember, episode 1. I will go back and listen to episode 1. That is where I talk about smallness and greatness and how to really start to master your greatness mindset and turn that smallness down. Smallness does not serve you. It does not serve your future. It does not serve your dreams. So don't listen to it. Have the discipline and the courage not to listen to it. All right, you guys, have an awesome rest of your day. Thank you for tuning into the Greatness Game, and I will see you guys tomorrow right back here. Bye.